What's up, people? It's your boy Sean Puff, the commish, here in the building. We got a great week of action. We're week 5. So much crazy stuff's been going on this week at Omega Psi. Man, I'm ready to get into this one. Let's look at what's going on. We're down to 2 undefeated teams. It's the Underachievers and the Green Bowl Packers, both sitting at 4-0 right now. The Packers, of course, were in the Omega Bowl last year. The Underachievers not really doing their thing, but this year they're doing their thing. This is the team to beat right now. They got their win over the New Bedford Blazers, who have had a turnaround. This is like a night and day from where they were last year after coming off of the Omega Bowl the year before, then doing nothing last year. Now they're right back in this one. They're looking great too. And then we've got the undefeateds. We're down to 1. We're down to 2. The New Bedford Bulldogs and the defending champion, Lights Kamara Action. 4 losses isn't a lot. He could turn it around and go on a crazy win streak. The record that's won the most this in Omega Psi has been the team who finishes with 5 losses. 5 losses is like the magic number right there. So he could come back, he could get 5 losses, go on and win the Omega Bowl. Who knows? But right now he's 0-4, struggling looking for his first win. Not as bad as the New Bedford Bulldogs are struggling. I would go and call them to be the team to eventually have no wins. That's what I'm calling. I'm calling at the end of the day, that's going to be the team. Not really the team to beat, but the team that gets beat. Yeah, that's what I'm calling that one. Let's run down this week's matchups, though. We're going to start in NB with the Bulldogs. They're hosting the OG Vic Squad. OG Vic Squad's coming into this one with a record of 3-1. Looking great. Definitely going to be a defender this year, contender this year, not a defender this year. They're going to be a defender, contender. I can't even speak. They're projected to win this one 128-75. I don't even think this one's going to be close when you look at it. He doesn't even have a kicker. The Bulldogs have no kicker going. I don't know if they're planning on picking one up right before. Meanwhile, the Vic Squad had 26 points put up on Thursday night by Cooper Kupp. This is not even a close one. OG Vic Squad going into NB, getting another victory. The Bulldogs are going to fall to 0-5. Quite possibly will be the final winless team in the league. Next up, we've got the Westfield Slaughterhouse traveling to New Bedford to take on the Blazers. I just talked about how great the Blazers have looked this year. They're a little hurting this week with injuries or whatever reasons. I don't even know, but I know that right now they're only projected to put up 97 points, while the Westfield Slaughterhouse projected 120. They got 38 from Russell Wilson to start things off on Thursday night, so they're looking good going into this one. I think this is going to be the second loss in a row for the New Bedford Blazers, who were formerly undefeated, now about to fall to 3-2. If the Slaughterhouse gets their way, that would put the Slaughterhouse at 3-2 as well. So this is going to be one to watch. I'm looking forward to this matchup. Next up, we've got the Southside Shockers traveling to Green Bowl to take on the Green Bowl Packers, team that was in the Omega Bowl last year and lost, looking to go again. They're undefeated. They're 4-0. The Shockers just got their first win last week, and it was against the lowly NB Bulldogs. So they've got a lot to prove. Haven't done anything against anybody worth anything so far this year. So you got to look and say, do they have a chance to win? They're projected to lose 104-115. They've got 18 points on the board from Todd Gurley, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. This Green Bowl Packers League is on a high. Their bowls are packed. They're smoking. They're on a high. And the Shockers are going to hope to shock the world and pull out a victory against the undefeated Packers and hand them their first loss this week. We all know it's my team. But I'm going to say that the Green Bowl Packers are going to come out victorious. The Shockers falling to 1-4 and setting their sights on that consolation bowl. But hopefully not the toilet bowl, because that would be, we could get a rematch. We did have that in the past. We had the Shockers and the Bulldogs when they were the full-blooded fuck-ups in the toilet bowl before, or in the consolation bowl before. Maybe in both. They might have played in both against each other. So we'll see what happens this year. I'm calling the Shockers taking their 4th loss of the year, and the Packers move into 5-0. Then we've got the VA Beachhombers traveling to Svenfish to take on the Svenfish Showboats. This is a team that Sven said at the beginning of the year he wasn't happy with his team at all. They're sitting atop their division at 2-2, looking to go to 3-2 this week against a Beachhombers team who's at 1-3 and -2 points so far this week after Seattle's defense just got hammered. Meanwhile, Robert Woods put up 9 for the Svenfish Showboats. ESPN's got this one picked in favor of the Showboats, 96-91. It's going to be close. I'm going to call the Showboats pulling out the victory again. I think Leonard Fournette is going to have a day. Watch him. Svenfish with the victory. Little Lebowski's Underdogs travels to take on the Mad Pilgrim. This is also projected to be a close one. 99-94. Of course, the Underdogs still undefeated. They've got 21 from Goff and 15 from Lockett, while on the other side, the Pilgrims had 18 from Chris Carson, -2 from the Rams D, and 10 from Greg Zuerlein. So when you look at it, we've all got some games played beneath us. It's 36-26 going into today's games. The Underdogs, you can't really... underachievers, rather. I always want to call them the Underdogs. They're not the Underdogs. They're 4-0. I'm calling them going into Plymouth or wherever the Mad Pilgrims are and getting themselves another victory and moving to 5-0. The Pilgrims fall to 1-4 today. That's your pick there. Then we've got Make America Great Again, traveling to Lights Camara action. They're still looking for their first victory. ESPN says they're going to get it this week, 109-104. Make America Great Again has been struggling since losing Drew Brees. They started out really, really strong. Now you look at them right now, they're at 1-3. In that division, that's not the end of the world because the Svenfish Showboats are up top at 2-2. They're tied with the lowly Southside Shockers at 1-3 right now. But I think this is going to be the day that they take that fall back. If the Shockers can shock the world, which I don't think they'll do, and beat the Packers, they could end up in second place or maybe even a tie for first because we got a lot of close games going. This is projected to be a 104-109 Lights Camara action victory. I'm going with that one. I think the defending champs are finally going to get their first win. The New Bedford Bulldogs will be the final winless team in Omega Psi, and Make America Great Again won't be looking too great this week. They need to make their team great again. That's what I'm calling. Then our final matchup, our next matchup of the week, we've got Hanging with Hernandez taking on the Bipolar Bears, traveling to Bipolar. The Hanging with Hernandez, they've been looking good this year. The Bipolar Bears have been bipolar pretty much. They're at 3-1. They're sitting atop their division. That Saquon Barkley injury doesn't seem like it's going to really hurt them that much. We'll see if anything comes from that and if they end up wishing that they didn't have it. Hanging with Hernandez, they're 3-1 as well. So we've got 2 3-1 teams facing off here right now, and it's projected to be a 120-104 Bipolar Bears victory. There's already 12 points on the board for Disley for Hanging with Hernandez. So we'll have to see how this one goes. We'll see if Hernandez can, Aaron Rodgers rather, can do what he did last week, or if Le'Veon Bell can pick up the slack for the injured Saquon Barkley. I'm going to go with... Hanging with Hernandez. I had to think about that one for a moment. I'm going with Hanging with Hernandez to pull the upset, take out the Bipolar Bears, knock them down to 3-2, mark that one down. Hanging with Hernandez with a victory. And then my game of the week this week, I've got Dig Newtons and the Little Compton Chaos going at it. Little Compton Chaos, who lost the first game and said that they were going to blow their team up because they didn't have a chance of winning anything. Their first 2 games, rather. But then they went on a 2-game win streak. So now they're 2-2. They're at the bottom of their division, but they got a tough division. They've got the Little Lebowski Underachievers undefeated at 4-0, Hanging with Hernandez and the New Bedford Blazers both at 3-1. So they need a victory this week against the Dig Newtons. The Dig Newtons are 1-3. The Dig Newtons are sitting at the bottom of their division, so they need a victory as well. This one is projected to be 97-100 with the Compton Chaos coming out on top. That's why with Dig Newton's Cup projected to come out on top, traveling to Little Compton. It's going to be a good game. This is why I called this game of the week. I think this is going to be a game that comes down to the end. Brandon Cooks really left Little Compton Chaos hanging by only putting up 5 points this week on Thursday night. Dig Newtons has nobody gone yet, but we'll see what happens. He left DK Metcalf on the bench with 12 points. We'll see if that bites him. He's got Melvin Gordon in the lineup, who's going to make his debut this week. So that could be fresh legs. You know how I feel about fresh legs. I think fresh legs of Melvin Gordon are going to run the Dig Newtons all the way to a victory in Little Compton. They're never going to win again. Get ready to blow up your team because that's the end of this one for them. Check it out. Going to be a great week. We're getting there. Things are moving. Who's going to be the last undefeated? Who's going to be the last winless? I think we're going to have our answers this week right here. Check it out. Get ready for some football.